He followed me from my building.
Well, greetings. Oh, damn, my gloves. No, hold on. Well, greetings. How y'all doing? 1, 2, 3. I say y'all ain't hit the like button or nothing when y'all came in here. Ain't nobody hit the like. Kodak. Kodak, you back. What? Kodak. Kodak. Greetings. Greetings, all. How y'all doing? Carb. See a sin carbon. Yep. Okay. Hey, Dale. Hey, Karina. I've been trying to call you. Uh, I was hoping you would laugh today because that TikTok was. Mm. You mean when they thought they had him won? Gratitude. The Elephant Man said I was fat today. How dare she? Lish. Hey, Miss Shelley. The Elephant Man said I was fat today. I don't feel fat. The Elephant Man said I was fat. I said, you think so? She was like, you heavy set. Um, mm, mm. It's a thickness, gratitude. She said, I was like, that's I don't mind. I don't mind being fat. As long as I don't look like that. I don't mind being fat. As long as I don't look like the elephant man. She was looking like the elephant man. Y'all know what the elephant man look like? So this is a trigger warning. It's a trigger warning. Gratitude, Dominique. This is what the elephant man. The elephant man and well, I was arguing again today. I was coming under the attack with the elephant man and Scarlett. Scarlett and the Elephant Man. The Elephant Man and Scarlet was fucking with me again today. Excuse me. You said, well, damn. You missed it, Carb. I'm going to tell you all about it. That's what the bitch looked like. She looked like Elephant Man. I'm just going to talk about a couple things. We had some foolishness go on we had some foolishness go on the TikTok. It's the audacity. It was foolishness. It was good. TikTok turned out to be good still. But it was just foolishness at the beginning. And I'm glad I started the way I started it because it still finished pretty good. So let's get into some stuff that I was just going to get into. And I may look up a couple of scriptures and Bible verses. I probably will. Let's just talk. Let's just talk. I think it's crazy work how me. Gratitude. I just think it's crazy work how a person can be neglectful in and out of their children's life, for a period of years and then show back up like a great parent. And, I know that people say it's not sometimes how you start, it's how you finish. But when in the beginning you're abusive to your spouse or children's mom and you're a drunkard, let's see what the Bible says about being a drunkard. I might have to put my glasses back on, but I'll take them off again. Greetings, everyone's. Let's just see what the Bible says about being a drunkard. And we can't answer about being abusive. What does the Bible say about being a drunkard? The Bible consistently warns against drunkenness, equating being a drunkard with foolishness and a rejection of God's will. Hi, Mr. Keon. How are you? Please call me Quatita. And explicitly states that drunkards will not inherit the kingdom of God. Scripture teaches that drunkenness leads to a loss of self-control, debauchery, conflict, and the ruin of lives. Instead of drunkenness, the Bible encourages moderation and being filled with the Holy Spirit, not wine. Although their Jesus turned water into wine for them to drunkenness. On my soul today. So, how can you attest to being any kind of child of God and a follower of your Jesus when you are and have been abusive to your children's mother and possibly knocking teeth out, getting locked up, disappearing, being a drunkard or an addict, and then finding whatever your version of God is, although you have not attested, confessed, paid a penance, asked for forgiveness for any of it. And then you mosey back into your children's lives and becoming the best parent, father there is, but isn't. Forgetting how you have allowed your children to be mistreated, abandoned, and you weren't there to help and provide when things were really needed. When everything else is more important than the lives that you procreated, is crazy work. Although when you show up, sometimes you show up in the good father spirit and energy. When you haven't broken all of the promises that you set forth, leaving the children disappointed, waiting sometimes outside on the curb because you said you were coming and you did not. And surely I'm sure there was some lame or fake apology that followed afterward. It's most diabolical when you're either locked up or drugged up and you don't even make it to your mother's passing or funeral, whichever one. When it's always some sort of debauchery at family functions that you attend, loud talkingness and arguing, but then wanting to be the voice of reason at the same time that you have created all of the debauchery. Not really giving any wisdom. Just a title. Not really giving any wisdom at all. not understanding that when a parent is lacking in their child's life and there's no guidance or protection to a certain extent, and other people have to step in because you're most likely in a penitentiary. And there's nothing that you bring forth to the table except for a name. There's no wonder why our children search for daddy and father figures in relationships and people and men that are toxic and no good. Then you become friends with them sometimes. You become friends with them. But there's often, like, the child has to survive on its own, even in relationships that they should be protected in. Gratitude for the donation. In relationships that they should be protected in. But all again you can provide is some seemingly stern words in a title. But secretly you're buying dope and weed from the boyfriends. Ain't it crazy how we hide ourselves from ourselves and then want to attach ourselves to religion? None that we understand or follow. None we understand or follow. It's weird to me when it seems like you're always in support, but really against your own child and children. Because you're really toxic with a lot of toxic masculinity. And you're naturally abusive to women. So, therefore, if you have daughters, you're just not physically abusive. You're mentally, emotionally, and sometimes financially abusive. We won't even go into soulfully or spiritually. Whoop de doo, you babysat a couple times. Whoop de doo, grandchildren, never your own. That ship has sailed. It be the secretly smoking dope and doing dope for me. Secretly, a secret junkie is the worst. Well, Is it really a secret if only one or two of your children know? Or one know and one suspect? What happens when the father starts to buy pills and shit with the son? You're splitting up. You're supposed to be selling sometimes, but you're really splitting up. It's crazy how you take from your own children when you rob them, just off the top. You're not putting a gun to their back or anything. You just feel like you can take it because you have a title. That's diabolical. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, you flirting with their girlfriends sometimes behind their back, you know, be licking your tongue out and shit. You got to talk loud to be seen around your children's girlfriends. Talking about the old days and what you used to do when everybody you around know who you are and what you used to do. It sometimes don't match. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Cooling now. Sometimes people have to do certain things. Sometimes people don't have to do anything, but they choose to do. And they be tough guys. But I know what you've done. Hmm. It's wild. It's wild. You leave your children and daughters broken and brokenhearted. Ain't it crazy how fathers sometimes want you to forget? How they want you to just sweep things? Ain't that crazy? Just forget it. It didn't even really happen. Whatever that was. Because you're my favorite. Here's hush money. That's wild. I'm about to get cold. I'm going to grab my blanket. I might turn my air up too. Let's move on. Right? Then you have those who think because they buy, name brands and Jordans and make sure the house is good and, you know, big fluffy pillows and big TVs and real big TVs mounted on walls and stuff. And, you got the pictures of the kids, the baby, the daughter, and you're never around. Whether that's you're gone working or you just kind of just always gone. And when you're home, there's still no real time or in the room. And then when you're there, it's always some malarkey and foolishness. The child can never do anything correctly. God forbid the ponytails is out of place or the braids is looking a little worn. It's just always a dog bark. You reminding the child all the time of what you have purchased, done and given, except for your time and kindness. The child don't get the same kindness that you give to the niggas of the streets. That's diabolical. They don't get the time or the kindness. You can't spare one of them? That's crazy. But as long as you're providing, they should be grateful. And then, when you leave and the child has to go to families, most likely grandma's house, where the child probably has a bedroom there too. And unless grandma comes there, because grandma has a bedroom there, but I doubt it because, well, you don't really like it like that. You're superficial. You're superficial. It's wild to me how women treat their children, especially their own daughters. How their daughters become invisible to them. Although they will fix up the bedroom, it be all nice. Clothes are good. Hair is good. House is good. It's a lot of food in the refrigerator. It just ain't a lot of love in the home. Not a lot of attention. Ill mannered and dirty mouth. And you can't figure out why the child is the way the child is. Now, the child who was a good child is starting to pick up the characteristics because maybe that's what they need to do because that's what you do. Mean girl behavior. Just wicked tongued and just nastiness. But as long as she keep her bonnet on and don't mess up her hair and make sure she bathes, you ain't gonna help with no homework because we all know how that's gonna go if you have to help with homework. It's gonna be a trauma session of a bunch of negative talk, disparaging words, and nobody gets anything done to the point where the child will start to not do well in school and begin to fail certain classes. And then you can't figure out why the child is failing because the child can't ask you for help because they know how you're going to show up. So therefore, they don't even ask you for nothing. They don't want to talk to you about nothing. If you ask them if everything is good, they're going to tell you, yeah. But, now we ain't noticed that old Jeremiah, who may be a cousin or cousin's friend, that sometimes may be around, but you don't know that because you're not around. So, the behavior carries on to the child. And so because the child is now doing what you have taught her to do, which is to be a mean girl and a whore. It seems to work for you. Excuse me. So she thinks. But as long as she not fast while you around, because you don't want to have to beat her motherfucking ass or send her to a room where she's always at anyway, or remind her who bought the TVs and phones. Because don't make me tear your closet up and take that shit away. Acting like you don't motherfucking know. What you want to eat. Because you acting dumb and shit. Like you can't talk. And I keep trying to tell you. Meanwhile, the child goes and texts. It's no consequence to you. You got phone calls to make, content to make. Be so loving when you be on the phone, though. Sometimes to the child, if you're not around, you ain't seen them in a while, doing stuff. You got stuff to do. So then when you call them, promises of buying them something again. Without realizing that when you buy children everything and don't give them love, they gonna find a nigga to do the same thing. But again, it worked for you. Tights, t-shirts, and bonnets. Clean up the bathroom in a motherfucking tub. As long as you get up for school. But let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. What? No. Come in here and lay with me. Because nobody's on my phone right now. So I have some time. You should be grateful. Come on in here, get in my bed with me. I need to play big sister because I'm not playing mom. I need to play big sister. Let me see your phone. We know how this is going to go. This is probably torture to her. Oh my God. She want to love you and like you. She's confused because she don't like you, although she loves you. She can't appreciate anything you've done because she really don't want you to do it because you're going to tell her that you've done it. She thinks you're mean and nasty. And now she's behaving the same way. There's always an issue with her and a friend because she doesn't know how to be a friend, because she don't know how to be a mother. That is very diabolical. That is diabolical. You control the situation with the dad. That's crazy. Although, the child most likely probably you know, gets to visit, you know, the dad that you control because you must control everything. I did a live once or twice um, about people's houses and bedrooms and how your mental reflects that. When a person that is fractured and broken, you know, but the house is immaculate and clean, almost obsessive, but it's a jail for the child. A clean, well provided for jail with a lot of food. Although the child will say there's nothing in there to eat, but there's plenty of food. And when the house is super immaculate, but the person is mentally fractured and broken, that means they cannot clean up their own mind because the mind is junky, the mind is fractured. So they don't know how to clean the mind or set the mind as they have set the home, but they have that under control. They can control the child, make sure the child is clean, never happy or emotionally solid, because they're not emotionally solid mentally, or their mind isn't clean. They're strictly dickly though. And uses a lot of justification of their falsified ideology and religion, although they don't follow any of it, which is also very confusing to the child. But the child learns how to behave and count the days of when they're supposed to be in church or love God, although they don't know what that is because God has not changed the household or the mother yet. The child sometimes wonder, is it going to be a new what? A new person, a new man? Never really a friendship because you don't know how. You can't have a solid friendship. Never with another woman. When there is a friendship with another woman, you are most likely in control of it. And she probably doesn't fully like you, but she probably behaves like you. Although y'all are slightly in competition, but you both are really fucked up mentally. Although she probably has two boys. And a man, but the man is no good. Now, it's very hard for you to keep a man in a relationship because of your nastiness and behavior and dominant spirit that is showing up in such a wicked fashion. It's crazy. Um, but then you kind of know how to behave just a little bit, but it's not going to last. So then you have to overcompensate and give more and do more so you can be picked to the point where you overlook any flaw of the man so you can be picked. And you run around and you do all of these different things so he doesn't see your real you because you're not going to display that real you. You're going to show the you want him to see until his stuff is at your house. And then he really begins to understand the toxicity of it. But he doesn't mind a lot of the times because he's toxic and dangerous himself. And what you think makes you the number one in bad bitch because you've done something good. You have a toxic man. Confuses. You often will, involve the child. Now, the men will not all the time come to the house because she has standards. You got to leave before 5 a.m. or 6 at least because you don't want men all in your house because I got a motherfucking daughter that you don't talk to, love, or show compassion to. And sometimes and often may tell business or say things that are unkind. But the child notices, the child sees it all. Oh, the dramatics of it all because she's now on countdown. She's probably already looking at colleges to plan her great escape. It's crazy how the child be so conflicted. Let's move on though. Not to mention, when you're on that phone and you keep calling a child in there because your boo's probably on the phone because like I said, they don't come over often for whatever reason, one or another reason, they're not there to come over. But when you're on the phone, right? And then you're calling to the child and because you in there laughing, having the great ass conversation that you never have with the child unless the person is on the phone. Then you can call the child in there. Hey, he said, well, he gonna do, he said, ah, you know how that goes. And she's forced to participate, although she gives less than a fuck. You don't know that though. That's not your business. I digress. Let's move on, shall we? Hmm. Then you have those who just never been really tough at all in the neighborhood or in school probably was the one who didn't have much but would lie about what they had but could never prove it. Always knew somebody's business, although they a guy. So they was seeming like they was on bitch shit. Ain't that wild how that happened? And then sometimes those very people have to, if they don't have the cousins, to wear their clothes and stuff, or the brothers to with the pass downs, and you might be able to get that pair of Jordans that you gonna wear out and those jeans that you gonna wear out because those now have become your favorite jeans, and you think that the girls at school don't notice that you keep wearing the same outfit at least 2 to 3 times a week. Now, you might change up the shirt, but because you think you kind of cute, you feel like that's going to pay off just a little bit. You're broken and brokenhearted. You was never the tough guy. Again, you was the guy who knew all the people business, and you know, you was the one that, my cousin, my cousin, my cousin, he got a Hellcat. My cousin, my cousin, he sell hellified dope. He about to put me on, and you only 15, 16. My cousin, he was just with what's that nigga name? That one nigga who played for the 49ers. Yeah, my cousin, man, my cousin, he was gonna take me over there, but when you get back on the weekend, and even now, it could be as an adult, you have super stories. All the niggas in the neighborhood know you are cock and full of shit. You're not gonna bust a grape in Welch's back or front yard. And every time a nigga with money and status talk about how he gonna fuck a bitch, you got something bad to say about him. Man, that one bitch, man. Man, I know that bitch. That bitch ain't shit. Man, you ain't never even sat with that bitch. Man, you know, that's crazy how that happens. And niggas be peeping like that nigga fucking, and then lame ass nigga mine. That lame ass nigga mine. I always got some shit to say about a bitch ain't never in a bitch face. Nigga act like he don't like women, man. Nigga don't bring that nigga with us, man. Who coming? And man, you watching out for that nigga. Listen, that nigga in the back. You that nigga. Ain't that crazy how that happened? That's crazy how that happened. Then when you are lucky enough to just get a little bit of attention from someone who has low self-esteem so they don't really see that you just a nigga with an outfit. You ain't even bathing on a regular. Because you gonna go lay up on the bitch because number one or number three ain't never had a house or apartment in their name. Now, number one might be able to get one from Social Security at some point, but ain't nobody, one or three, ever had an apartment in their own name that they pay for. A bitch did, though, or the mama, you know. I'm just in between places right now. I'm gonna get my own shit. Hasn't happened yet. Although you may now go to work, and because people don't really know you at work, they don't know that you're a jerk. They don't know that you're a liar and cock, and ain't gonna bust a grape in Wilcher's front or back yard. But now you have new ears to tell fake stories to. And because you are so lost, you got to drown it with drugs and alcohol. And you pretty much is with a bitch because she decided to be with you. You won one. You won one. Finally. Meanwhile, she's really tired of you because she thinks certain parts of you smell. And she thinks you a bitch and on bitch shit. So really, she is fucking and sucking a chocolate dark skin nigga with a big dick, a country built, and probably some cowboy legs. That's crazy how that happens. She probably didn't had to get an abortion that you thought was a miscarriage because it wasn't your baby. That is crazy. That is the fuck crazy. That is crazy. Meanwhile, you're depressed and need a drink because you lost your baby. Your baby died. Yeah, she had a miscarriage. You know what I'm saying, man? I'm just trying to. Meanwhile, she's on the phone talking about how the fuck she can't stand you. That's crazy. My word on today. She be looking at you. She don't know when you telling the truth anymore because if your lips are moving, you are lying. She will listen to the stories of how you almost had to fuck a nigga up at work and ain't did shit, never even said nothing back. Coco Kiki. Come here, little man. Come here. Come here, little man. Come here. Coco Kiki. She wanna believe in you. She did at first. Till she recognized who the fuck you were. Cause she had got a little extra money on her check. Or, my cousin got this or this booster, or but really a nigga has gotten her that purse. In your soul, you know that. But you just can't allow that to register, right? Ain't that crazy how that happened? After all, you still in grief because your baby died. And she's trying to get the fuck out the house after this abortion. Ain't that crazy? It's crazy. Mm. Because you're going to get a feature That ain't gonna never happen. Ever. Because I mean, I don't, I do a little, I do a little something. I'm gonna go to the studio. I can't pay it. I lost. I can't. I don't have it because I got to go to the studio, so I can record a song that ain't gonna never do nothing. Cause I ain't gonna never be nothing ever. And go over here and see my mama. Cause really, I'm a soft mama's boy. They can't stand the mama because the mama can't stand me. Cause she never made you feel love. Cause she saw at a very young age you was like your daddy. It's crazy how that happened. But the crazy part is, it ain't even the daddy you think. Cause you look different. You look different. As long as you got a drink or something, though. Something that's going to take you out of your reality. Meanwhile, you are damaging the insides of your body. That's okay. It is. Um, you don't like yourself no way, so that's okay. Then you're not a content creator at all. Um, you just play one on TV because you're often in other people's contents, doing other things. You couldn't create content because what would you do? Nobody want to hear you speak. What would you say? People would start to lose interest very quickly. Everybody is at everybody else's platforms. Why ain't nobody at mine? Damn it. Let me go troll. I'm about to buy me a Hellcat. Mm-hmm. Hell yeah, my cousin said he gonna sell me one for 500. Mm-hmm. Shit, I'm about to get signed. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was gonna get signed. I start thinking, I was like, I don't know, 'cause these niggas be on that one stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. Coco Kiki. Come here, little man. You're disposable. But you know that. That's why you put up with what you put up with because you're disposable. You be in love with people. People don't be in love with you. What would they love? They watch you be messy and nasty. Meanwhile, they have their eyes on niggas that's out here getting that money with a Hellcat and some more shit. I think I'm gonna take a girl's trip. Coco Kiki. No, you can go next time, babe. It's just gonna be us. We're gonna go down to Miami. Interesting. Sometimes that's interesting. Because sometimes that chocolate nigga that she's fucking, that, she had to get that abortion, although you thought it was a miscarriage. That's crazy. Is her friend's man. That's crazy. The one she gonna go to Miami with and have the girls trip. Or Las Vegas. One of the two. She ain't decided yet. She's tired of arguing. She don't even give a fuck. She's tired of your shit and don't want to be with you no more. Don't check her phone. Oh, no, no, no. It's crazy how that happened. I digress. Let's move on. Sometimes people come from really hard, broken families. And it can be a lot of them sometimes. It might be 4, 5 of them. That's a lot when it ain't a lot, but it is. And you've never been an attractive young girl or woman. You've just not. And you never felt attractive at all. So you had to use your superpower. Chest with the mess and the cess pool between your legs. Even as a little girl, you didn't know how to wash it and keep it clean. Didn't stop you from fucking. Because you wanted to have a baby. You wanted to get pregnant. That was your little cruise thing, because y'all would walk the streets and walk the neighborhood. You was not the cute one of the bunch. So you had to give pussy up at a young age. I understand. It's crazy how that happens. But because of their superpower, the cute one with the hair and the hat gave you a little attention. So you can give him attention. Dum da da dum. It's crazy how that happens. It just kind of furthered your self-esteem issue. But that ugliness that you carried, that you couldn't do anything with, made you a little angry runt. And you had to charge somebody with it. So you became a fighter and a fucker. You thought all of the guys was attracted to you. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I am kind of cute. It didn't matter. You had to learn to fuck good. Although the panties were still very crunchy. It didn't stop you from learning the profession of giving head at a young age. Brenda's got a baby. Damn shame. The girl can barely spell her name. That's not our problem. That's up to Brenda's family. Well, let me show you how it affects our own community. That's crazy. Especially when you grow up and you become the viper of the family, one of them, because you think that your mouth in fighting does something. There's heartbreak in there somewhere. Because baby daddy is not the baby daddy. He walks away. He don't even want people to know he was fucking you. There's two major reasons, and that's okay. Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. There was no doctor's appointments had. Not for a long time. I mean, sometimes people want to have a baby and don't even recognize when they're pregnant. Probably because they shouldn't be pregnant. It don't matter. Sometimes lots of babies come after that. Things happen during the pregnancy. Vitals and hearts drop. Things happen during pregnancies all the time. It's unfortunate. When you're already mentally broken and fucked up emotionally, the damage it does is irreversible. Now you become uglier and wickeder and more determined than ever. It's crazy how that happens. You grow up, you become a sadder version of yourself, but eventually you have trapped someone into a space of relationship with you. Other children come. You find some hairstyles that can make you look fairly decent because now you can do your hair properly. Thank goodness. It's crazy because I just don't know. It's weird, especially when you don't want your siblings, brothers, to know that you're fucking their friends who are too old, possibly for you. Or you just don't want them to know that you're fucking their friends. It becomes a habit. You kind of ran through. Choo choo. Sometimes it hurts, especially when you can't have one of them. He doesn't even look at you like that. You suck dick well, though. So that'll get you somewhere. Maybe not with that one. But if somebody passes the word around, maybe. Me. Me. After all, he's nice to you. Genuinely nice. Won't even let you suck his dick. He must care for me in a different way nobody else has. I don't know why. He's fucking with all of these other bitches who don't see him like I see him. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. After all, you've always been jealous of all your friends. Booster in the house. I can get what you need. Hey. Hmm. Hmm. That's crazy how that happened. Never had a genuine friend because you can never be a genuine friend. Angry bird always. Why am I never chosen genuinely? Why don't the ones that I want me? I'm gonna take a lot of pictures because at this angle with this light, I'm almost cute. Mm-mm. Bird, chicken. I'm gonna talk loud so I can be seen and heard. Although I lack education and smarts, I don't know that the things that I say make me look dumb. Why would I know that? I'm not educated like I should. I can be an STNA though. I can make a little money. I think I'm gonna be a nurse. If I study real, real hard, if you wanna be somebody, I'm still uneducated. I ain't signed up for school yet though. I'm gonna be in a nurse's program. I'm gonna just stay at, I don't know, Walmart or wherever for right now. Somebody gotta take care of these kids. I'm getting louder and angrier. And the more I talk, the more shit doesn't make sense. And I've discovered, oh no, I can tell lies real good, so I'm gonna lie. People don't fuck with me because why? I will steal from you. That's crazy, isn't it? That's crazy how that happens. That's weird. I'm still so angry from when I was like 12, 13, and nobody asked me if I was okay. I just want to hold my baby. Oh no, he's never going to talk to me now. I don't have him trapped. I just want to hold my baby. Oh no, I'm sad. Nobody even wanted to see if I was okay. They thought I shouldn't have had a baby anyway. Oh no, he didn't even come to see if I was all right. I'm sad. That's crazy how that happens. So now I'm going to just yell louder every time my feelings is hurt. Come here, Papa. Come here. I love you. Mm. Kiara, come here. Mm, mm. Still doesn't make up for my hurt that I feel. Oh no. I'm going to talk louder and be more angrier and start more shit. I want to earth disturb. Oh no. His bad ass. Girl, he bad as hell. I don't know why. It's crazy how that happens. Brenda's got a baby, but Brenda's barely got a brain. People don't even like to fuck with her because she's a liar and a scam artist, and they know what she's up to. That's crazy how that happens. Well, I digress. I'm gonna be the loud one. I'm gonna be the one. I'm the down one. I'm gonna be the one that like, bitch. I be the bitch ass. Bitches don't want to fuck with me. You gonna be my friend because I'll fight for you. Because I know that you don't think I'm cute anyway, and I'm just happy that you would talk to me and be my friend a little bit. Because you're lighter than me with pretty hair, and I get to be your friend, even though I'm grown as hell. And you not cute either. But to me you are because I never had what you have. I'm envious. But not in real life, because bitch, I don't give a fuck. That's crazy how that happens. Gratitude. 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 This was amazing. This was good. I appreciate everyone for coming. Uh, Lish, Lish, did you like story? What did you, Lish? How are y'all? How are y'all doing? Mm, mm, poor thing. Hi, Miss Denise. Greetings. If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. You said it was wild? It is. We're some wild and crazy guys. It's crazy. It's crazy how that happens. Wild. Just wild. Well, I guess I better I guess I need to. Maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll play just one song before we get out of here. Let me turn it down because I don't want it too loud where I'm at. I'm gonna just turn it down a little bit. Y'all niggas ain't doing the numbers that my lash did. You hate on me, you see her the last bitch did. You think you seen Cardi B, that bitch you bugging. I got more money than the niggas that you be fucking. I got champagne in the fridge, you know how I live. My crib look like the mall look like the crib. The reason bitches got deals for like the last few years. You sign anything like Cardi B, sign right here. Ain't no other bitch up here, nigga. Let's go. I need more money than promises here. Let's go. I still get big bitch and nigga. Let's go. Still that blood like a tape. Oh shit, let's go. You bitches is done needing, tell them check please. You bitches is done needing, tell them check please. Done needing these hoes, tell them check please. Baby check please. Check, check, check. Need my check please. Need my neck freeze. This that wet pussy. Get your jet skis. Pull up like 100 bands. Just me and my man. Got a stick in my pants. Light you like a lamp. I've been feeling like a bad bitch all goddamn day. If you ain't my bitch, you just a bitch in the goddamn way. You say you die for your respect. Let's find out and see. They say Red Bull give you wings, so does Cardi B. Ain't no other bitch up here, nigga. Let's go. Let's go. I need more money than promises here. Let's go. I still get big bitch and nigga. Let's go. Stick 'em like blood like a tape. Oh shit, let's go. You bitches is done needing, tell them check please. You bitches is done needing, tell them check please. Done needing these hoes, tell them check please. Bitch check please. Check, check, check. Bye bye, y'all. I love y'all. See you later. Gratitude.